Back to politics now. Texas Senator Ted Cruz looking for momentum from his home state heading into Super Tuesday, and a brand new Monmouth University poll shows him in the lead there in Texas with 38% of likely GOP primary voters, while Donald Trump at 23% and Marco Rubio with 21% battle it out for second place. But Senator Cruz should not get too comfortable, apparently, according to the Wall Street Journal that's reporting today that other polls reveal a closer contest and that the Lone Star State is do or die for Cruz. Here's a quote from the article today. Quote, Texas has 155 delegates up for grabs, but for Senator Ted Cruz, the stakes in his home state are immeasurable. A victory by frontrunner Donald Trump in Tuesday's contest would knock the wind out of Mr. Cruz's bid for the nomination. 3 polls released this week show Mr. Cruz leading in Texas by margins of between 1 and 15 percentage points. But Mr. Trump's commanding win in the Nevada caucuses means Mr. Cruz is going to have to fight that much harder on his home turf. Jamie Weinstein is a senior writer for the Daily Caller, and Melinda Hennenberger is editor-in-chief of Roll Call. Nice to have you both as we take a look at the Cruz campaign. So, Jamie, do you see the stakes in the same way, do or die, for Senator Cruz?
Absolutely. If Ted Cruz does not win Texas, his campaign is functionally over. He needs Texas. I mean, you have to, if you're in this type of race, win your home state. But even if he wins Texas, it's not, easy sailing for him. It's hard to see exactly how he amasses the delegates necessary to win the nomination, even with a Texas win, because he has, 2 other candidates who are going to stay in the race at least probably to March 15th. So, yes, Ted Cruz needs Texas to stay in this race, but even winning Texas, it's a long haul for him against Donald Trump.
That's an interesting point, Melinda. I was looking at endorsements. I know there's a big question about whether or not endorsements really matter. Of course, Senator Cruz got the endorsement of the governor, Greg Abbott, yesterday in Texas. But when you look at the major newspapers in Texas, the Dallas Morning News actually endorsed John Kasich. Interesting, because they have a sitting senator that's running for president. And then if you look at the Houston Chronicle as well as the San Antonio Express, those papers actually endorsed Jeb Bush. So what do you think of the numbers that we're seeing today with Cruz far ahead? How comfortable can he get?
Well, I don't think it's a matter of being comfortable at all. I don't think endorsements mean much at all, especially in this anti-establishment year. And for Ted Cruz, a Texan, to be essentially neck and neck with Donald Trump there is, at first glance you'd say that's impossible. Texans love an outsider. That's in their DNA. But they also really love their fellow Texans. So, I remember when I left Texas for New York years ago, my friends all felt so sorry for me. So for them to have this affinity for a New Yorker, although New Yorkers and Texans, when you take away the accent, do have a lot in common in being these larger-than-life, brash, maybe not that humble, maybe not that quiet. So there is some sense in it. But, this is an earthquake in Texas. There's absolutely no question about that.
Last night, Megyn Kelly had an interesting event in Texas, a live audience. Senator Cruz was the first guest, Jamie. So he took viewer questions, and this is what he had to say about the Donald Trump campaign and his path forward. Let's take a listen.
Listen, there has never been a candidate like Donald Trump. And so in a whole lot of ways. And so I think some of the rules historically go out the window. Donald has a lot of momentum right now. He's won 3 primaries. That's a significant accomplishment. But what I think those results show is that the only campaign that can beat Donald and the only campaign that has beaten Donald is our campaign.
What about that point, Jamie? Does it resonate?
Well, there's no question there's no other campaign like Donald Trump probably that I can think of in the history of politics. I'm not sure Ted Cruz has the right message, but he's the only campaign that can take on Donald Trump. All 3 of the other major anti-Trump candidates say the same thing. But it shows the strength of Donald Trump's campaign that in each of those states of a major anti-Trump candidate, Florida, Ohio, and Texas, Donald Trump is in the conversation to win those states, and in some cases, the leading candidate in those states.
We have a big debate tonight, Melinda, that's going to be the last debate before Super Tuesday. And one thing that, is not disputed when it comes to Senator Ted Cruz is that he's extremely intelligent. And so you see how he referred to Trump. He didn't really go for Trump. I know they've mixed it up a little bit, but he didn't go for it when it came against Trump. He just said, well, I'm the campaign that won Iowa against him. How aggressive do you think Senator Ted Cruz needs to be in the next few days to make sure that he wins in his home state?
This might be heresy, but I don't think it matters. I think when you take on Donald Trump, he loves it, and it only emboldens him and makes him stronger. There's some, and I put Hillary Clinton in that category too. There are certain candidates who, when attacked, it only helps them.
Interesting. Well, we'll watch tonight to see, does anyone change their strategy or not? And we'll be watching. Melinda, Jamie, great to have you both.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.